Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Leos in mid-March? It's a lovely time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the lovely Leo collective in mid-March. What's the vibe? Let's get this energy going. Let's get the energy flowing. Okay, cool. It's a big picture type of energy here. So for a lot of Leos, you might be thinking about the long game, where a spirit might be asking you to. This is a beautiful card. There's a lot of spiritual aspect to it, but for some reason, I'm being really drawn to the big picture. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. Now, that's a beautiful image we have right here. See this person kind of dressed up in a bird costume. Looks like they're soaring through the sky, surrounded by the white birds and doves. Now, in symbolism, divination, white birds can represent innocence. It can represent peace. But when I look at it, I think of like guides, spirit teams, angelic energy. It's usually that love and light, spiritually protected vibe. So first and foremost, for some Leos, you might need that reassurance where it's like, we're with you, or we're still with you. We've been here and we're going to continue to be here. It's some beautiful spiritual protection. But notice what they're doing. They're holding this person up by ropes and they're guiding them. So I don't just think of like today or this week or even this month. I think of like the life's journey, the big picture. So whether that's the way you're thinking, like I'm not just thinking about right now, but how does this affect things going down the road? Think of like chain reactions. There could be something about your mission, your big time journey when we see this card here. It's a long lasting type of energy. It does remind me of the star. So for some of you, it could be part of a karmic journey as well. So we're just going to leave it at that. I don't think we need to explore it too much further. We're going to let him keep going about his journey, protected and being guided. Let's see what tarot has. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos. Guide, spirit team. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a very unique reading. I haven't seen one like it in a very, very long time. The reading was titled A Big Win and a Big Warning. And the reason it was titled that is because the start of the reading was gorgeous. It was beautiful. I think it was like the sun and the 3 of cups. You don't get much better. But by the time we got to the back end of the reading, we had 10 of swords and the Queen of Wands in reverse. So it kind of had like this universe balancing the scales or energy shifting going on. There's been a lot of karmic energy too. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Leos. What's happening in mid-March, please? Here we go. Thank you. 8 of Cups. That energy's on the go. That energy's on the move. So interesting how we have like this person going on a journey here, and with the first oracle, and then even with this 8 of Cups, that person's going on a little journey themselves. Let's get a couple more. Ace of Pentacles. All right. Looking for new opportunities. I mean, that could be big for conversation. Let's get one more. Let's get one more here. I don't dislike it, that's for sure. I could tell you that. And yeah, here we go with one of your power cards. So the energy does seem a little more stabilized. We still have like this spiritual karmic type of energy, and it does feel very cyclical. But I am feeling optimistic. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, we have a nice mixture of elements. I always like to look at the elements because it's different areas of life and how energy is flowing. And we have that perfect mixture. I would say when there's too much of one element, it could get a little lopsided. But we have water, earth, and fire. Now, when it comes to the water element, that's emotional, that's the internal realm. So, things or people that you care deeply for. This is the suit that connects to partnerships. Anything we're emotionally invested in. Water is also creativity or creation. It's very imaginative. There's a rich inner world when it comes to water energy. But the downside to it, it's always moving. It's a little unpredictable, right? It's like back and forth and up and down and hot and cold, which could be a little maddening sometimes. So we'll dig into it further. In the center, we have a much more solid, firm type of energy. We have Earth. So I think of stability, security, our sense of stability and security as well. It could be routine, day to day life. I always think of money, work, business, finances, home, family, living situation. So the earthly element deals with the earthly realm, our day to day. That's a big thing. Now, the downside to earth energy is sometimes it could be a little too set in its ways. Sometimes it could be a little too stuck. It doesn't move fast. So, whereas water is very adaptable, earth energy not so much. And then here on the back end, not only do we have your power card, we have your power element fire, right? Which I love. I'm a fire sign myself. So, when I see this fire here, it's like, your comfort zone. It's the realm of actions. So whether it's the actions you take, the actions you don't take, the actions other people take, it's health and vitality, your energy levels. It could also be your passion, drive, desire, whether you have a lot of it or whether you have a lack of it. It's here with the fire. Now, the downside to fire, it could be a little volatile. It could be a little explosive. So that has an unpredictability to it as well. So we're going to have to see how all this flows. But initially, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the Eight of Cups. And we see our little friend here. We got 8 full cups. It's nighttime. We got the little moon signal right up at the top. So it does imply mystery. This person is going off into the unknown, right? Walking away from those 8 cups in a different direction. Now, in the classical sense, the Eight of Cups can represent walking away from something. But to me, I just see it as like run of the mill neutral action. Just because this person's walking in the other direction, like this energy could be either be coming or going. It's someone making a move, which I think is a right. And again, there is that mystery where it's like, okay, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going. Like, I don't know what direction or what the future holds, but we'll see when we get there. So there is that little cautious optimism that I always pick up with this card. Now, the downside to this, and again, this could also represent distance and travel, stuff like that. But the big downside to the Eight of Cups, sometimes it could represent giving up. Someone giving up on something too soon, someone taking an action and eventually regretting it. So there is this little energy of regret potentially that we'll look at further. But I think the Eight of Cups is nice. And again, watch out for abandonment. That's a big thing here. Um, it could be an urge too. Like another thing with Eight of Cups, it could be like a flight response or it could be a little avoidant type of energy. So we're just going to put them down right there. Now, moving to the middle, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. I always say all aces to me are opportunities. They could represent offers. It's fresh. It's a new, vibrant type of energy. And the Ace of Pentacles in particular could tie into the money and earthly stuff, of course. But to me, this is a golden opportunity or offer coming in. Again, it could just be a conversation or a message that we're going to look at. It doesn't always have to be big picture, life changing type of stuff, but I like it. It has a lot of potential. That's the beautiful thing with aces, is where this looks good. It has a lot of potential. We'll see where it goes. Now, the downside to this card is sometimes energy that has a lot of potential doesn't fully form, right? Like just because it has a lot of potential doesn't mean it's going to be life altering or life changing. Sometimes you have to meet the universe halfway when we have the Ace of Pentacles. And this energy could also be a little flighty too. So like when I see the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, that's an energy where it's like, it's like here 1 second, gone the next. So we need to keep a close eye on this. The Ace of Pentacles can be very good, but it doesn't have a lot of staying power. That's something we need to watch out for. It's like limited time only. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Strength card. Beautiful. And this ties everything up pretty nice, in my opinion. We see this angelic looking figure with the universal infinity symbol over her head, hugging that beast, right? Now, again, in my simplistic style, yes, this could, when we clarify, it represents something that's coming towards you or what you might be feeling. For Leos, this is a great card of self empowerment, self confidence. It's a really good card. Um, and in general, to me, this represents somebody's inner strength, who they are on the inside, their strength of personality, who they are when people aren't looking. That's a big thing with the strength card. Now, if we're looking at a problem or a situation or something that's difficult, strength is that will to carry on, that will to keep pushing. The downside to strength is sometimes it's an energy where it's like, I've been trying so hard for so long, I feel like giving up. Like that could sometimes be a thing. Strength can also represent temptation, right? Like spirits testing your strength. So it's something we want to look at, especially with all this energy here up front. Like, all right, is this a temptation? Is this a test? Is it just karmic, right? So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the lovely Leos? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Eight of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Eight of Cups here? What's this action? What's this movement? What's the Eight of Cups doing here? Thank you. All right. So we have the Three of Swords in reverse. This is an energy that is very non-confrontational. You know, sometimes where there's a situation or a problem or just anything that you know it needs to be handled, but it's like kicking the can down the road. That's how this energy feels to me. And again, it doesn't mean it has to be you. But yeah, when I see the Eight of Cups with the Three of Swords in reverse, it's like, I can't deal with this right now. I'll deal with it later. So again, watch out for anybody around you that they might not have a great response to pressure, where it's like, hey, I need you to do this. You know, like, oh, I can't do it right. Like it's an energy, there is a little avoidance to it. Now, for some of you, again, there's no judgment here. If that's the energy you're in, if your plate's full and you don't have a lot of energy and there's something you need to handle, but you don't have the bandwidth for it, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like you only put on your plate as much as you can handle. But yeah, the Three of Swords, it is a challenging card. I always say we always look at it on a spectrum. Sometimes it could be a minor annoyance. Sometimes it could be a little anxiety, nervousness. So when I see it in reverse underneath this Eight of Cups, it's either one, that little bit of avoidance where this energy is kicking the can down the road, or two, this could be someone with like a nervous response or like a flight response where it's just, it's pent up, pent up, pent up, and it just does something. So there is this action here, and the energy does feel a little on edge in the front. Now, we're going to see how it plays throughout the rest of the reading. And again, this doesn't have to be you. This might just be someone you're connected to where they're a little antsy, a little jumpy, a little stressed. But we're going to keep going. It's very non confrontational for some reason, where it's like, I know I have to do this, but I don't want to do it right now. It's like, I'll do it later. It's giving me that kind of energy. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. See what that Ace of Pentacles has for you. So why is the Ace of Pentacles here for the lovely Leo collective? Thank you. Okay. So yeah, this energy is like action, reaction. So the Ace of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands are in first. It's like, okay, well, if you don't do that, then I'm not going to do this. Or if you do that, then I'm going to do this. It's like very tit for tat. So watch out for things like that. That could sometimes be a warning. Okay, I'm just being very honest with you, especially with this situation or whatever's going on up here, because it's like, okay, well, you did this, now I'm going to do this to you, or you know what? If you're not going to do that, then I won't do that. It's like very much tit for tat. Again, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Again, you know, I'm not here judging or anything like that, but the Knight of Wands is a Leo power card, right? Usually in the upright, it's taken action. It's very fiery. It's like, yeah, let's do it. But when it's in reverse underneath Ace of Pentacles, it's withholding. So this is also an energy. If we put that other message to the side, when I see the Ace of Pentacles with this, it's like, I will take action, but not yet. It's also giving me that vibe. So like there is this withholding type of energy where it's like, I'm going to do this, but now's not the right time. So when the time is right, that's when I'll flip upside down and do what I got to do. So there is this impending action that we're seeing, but the can keeps getting kicked down the road. So again, whether this is like action reaction, that could be a big thing. But then there's also this energy that's like, all right, I plan on doing this or I plan on addressing it, but not yet. Like not until this happens. So I don't know if this is divine timing or something. Just watch out for the tit for tat games. That's another thing, whether it's work, family, or otherwise, because there is like this action reaction, tit for tat that I'm picking up. So that could be a bit of a warning. But let's keep moving over to the strength card. We'll see what that has. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is strength here for Leo? Why is strength here? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, but this is a very common energy that I pick up for Leo often. I think a lot of readers do as well. So we have the Page of Swords, aka the Watcher of the Tarot deck, underneath your card. So this is either one of two things. Either there is a situation or a problem, whatever we want to label it, that Spirit wants you to take seriously or keep a very close eye on. So we do have that here on the back end where it's like, all right, well, even if you're not doing anything right now, it's worth keeping an eye on this. Like you got to keep a close eye. Or this could be someone keeping an eye on you. Now, listen, everyone knows Leo out of everyone in the zodiac. They just naturally radiate and naturally pull in attention, even if they're not trying to, right? That's like one of your superpowers, right? So like when I see the strength with the Page of Swords, it's like, no, someone's watching your moves. Someone's got the eye on. So just know you might be a little more under the microscope than you normally are. Or again, like I said, there could be a serious situation or something that Spirit really wants you to keep an eye on, even if you're not planning on doing anything yet. That's the big vibe here. Page of Swords, we could be seeing, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's a youthful energy. It's another energy of communication and talking. But a big thing with this page, aside from the watching, it's very defensive. It's very cautious. So when I see it under your power card, it's like just keep an eye on this situation. Take it seriously, but keep an eye on it. So you take that and apply it to whatever you got going on. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. A lot of this reading, it might not even be your energy, honestly. But if we look here in the box, position number one, we got the Eight of Cups with the Three of Swords in reverse. A little avoidant, someone that doesn't have a lot of bandwidth, not very good with pressure at the moment, where it's like, I got to do this, I got to handle this, but I'll do it later. Or I'll do it another time. Or like I'm kicking the can down the road. There's something I know that needs to get handled or figured out, but I'll do it later. And there is also an avoidance or not wanting to confront something. Moving to the center, we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands in reverse, the action reaction chain of events, where it's like, okay, well, if you don't do that, then I'm not going to do this. Or if you do that, then this is how I'm going to respond. So just watch out for the tit for tat type of stuff. This could also be someone that plans on doing or saying something, but they're purposely holding back due to the timing. On the back end, we have strength, Page of Swords in the upright. This could represent a situation that Spirit wants you to take seriously or keep a very close eye on, even if you're not planning on taking any major action at the moment. It's like, keep your attention on this, like keep a very close eye on it. Or you might just be under the microscope. Someone could be watching your moves more so than usual when we have it. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, this is where I pull you a shadow card. I always love to do this at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got for Leo? What do we got? Thank you. Okay, Page of Cups, another person. So a lot of people showing up here, and Page of Cups can sometimes be very shy and bashful when we look at the shadow side. Another thing I want to mention, there are good aspects to the Page of Cups. When I see it in the shadows, it could be a conversation you're not expecting to have. So just know there might be some surprising talks or messages coming in when we have this guy. Now, if you're not connected to a water sign, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the Page of Cups shadow aspect is that either one, it's shy and bashful, or there's something that it's suppressing. So just self-conscious, that's a big thing here as well. So I'm not saying that's, the root cause of everything else that we've been seeing here. But sometimes the page is holding back what it says and biting its tongue for the time being. So whether that's something you're doing, whether that's something somebody else is doing, like this page is very cautious about who it talks to and what it says. So that's just something to keep in mind, but we're going to put it down right there. Leo, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's two simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.